Our top story today at 5, at least 94 people have now died in Texas after powerful flash flooding over the weekend. Officials updating the death toll in the last half hour.
The flooding started Friday night with Kirk County receiving nearly a year's worth of rain. In just 12 hours, 27 of those victims died at Camp Mystic, which is a Christian girls camp along the Guadalupe River. Now, officials say they were staying in cabins right along the riverfront. 41 people are still unaccounted for tonight, and crews are working to find them. Well, Camp Mystic has been around for decades and decades.
And former Minnesota State Senator Susan Kent visited that camp many times as a child. Mary McGuire spoke with her today, and Mary, this has to be so difficult for her to watch.
Extremely difficult, Kelsey. Before she became minority leader of the state Senate, former legislator Susan Kent attended Camp Mystic for 3 summers as a young girl in Texas. She says the camp is tight-knit and a true community, making this tragedy even more unbearable. Now, Kent shared this memorabilia and photos with us today from her time at Camp Mystic during the 1970s. You can see the archery field was the same area that girls were rescued from by helicopters as those flood waters rose. Kent tells us that Camp Mystic was rooted in tradition and togetherness.
As I reflected on it, I just kept thinking my sense of that place was one of community and growth and joy and peace. And what we saw this weekend couldn't be any different. I hope we can create some space for people to process all that and keep them in their hearts before we start pointing political fingers, because there'll be a time to understand what happened and how we can all learn from this and protect people moving forward, but today is not that day.
Now, the camp is, of course, located on the riverbank, so water safety was a huge part of Kent's time as a camper. We'll have more on her experience and insight coming up tonight on our news at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's just been devastating just hearing all of the stories, and as we learn more and more about what happened. Mary, as you mentioned, we've heard about that location, which the cabin's close to the water. Did Susan have anything to say about this? What did she say about the evacuation process, what that may have been like for them?
Well, she was telling me about the topography of the area, and all of those cabins really are located near the river, but some of them are at different elevations. So she said regardless of where you were staying as a camper, it had to be a big ordeal and very difficult for anyone to escape that situation as the waters were rising.
It's heartbreaking. So hard. Yeah. Thank you, Mary McGuire. We'll look to your story at 6 o'clock for more from Susan Kent, and more on the situation in Texas to come as well. If you want to help out, our parent company Fox is coordinating with the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country, and your donations will go to the foundation's relief and rebuilding efforts. Just scan the QR code on your screen. You can also go online to go.fox/TX flood relief to support the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund.